Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to podcast number 161. My name is Mr. Toad, and I'm here with the core team. Host for tonight, as always, the one and only Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mistletoe, for the introduction. And folks, welcome back to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. Another wonderful day. This is Tuesday, April 11th. And yes, folks, we have crossed another milestone. We are at 4,309 ARK Vault accounts, continuing the growth. So many people around the world are hearing about this thing called the ARK. This amazing DeFi project launched on December 18th, holding the number one TVL out of 125 DApps in the space, folks. Yes, that's right, number one. This isn't something that happened overnight or a week ago. We're talking weeks that we have held a number one position. And it is for a reason. The ARK has had the opportunity to take advantage of what we call the hindsight is 2020, folks. Looking back at all of the projects that went before us, understanding the good, the bad, and the ugly, and re-engineering everything completely. Understanding that hyper compounding is not the way to go. These uncertain times, the bear market, inflation, all over the place. Global financial uncertainty, my friends. You have to pay yourself every single day. And whether you like it or not, that's what it takes to be a smart, profitable investor. You need to be in the green. And ARK has the fastest ROI out of all of those 125 other options. ARK has a dynamic, stable price, a fantastic range where Jimmy at the water cooler and his friends, anyone who hears about the ARK, whether it's 6 months, a year from now, will have the same opportunity to invest and earn every single day, folks. Liquidity on PancakeSwap always growing, 877,183 BUSD. Children are happy, always growing. IOC reserves, 431,212 BUSD. Let's go. And of course, the best part about the podcast, one of the great surprises for investors here is the Spark prize pool, the daily drawing. Free ARK, my friends. If you have a legacy NFT or you have $250 worth of bond in your foundation, my friend, you qualify every single day. And that's a street value right now of $3,186.52. That's going to go here live today to the 114 Spark Prize winner. Before we do that, we're going to turn it over to Mr. Brent Nordine, check up on some updates. We're going to have an all aboard session.
How are you doing?
And they were going to release the beast. Doing great, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, that Spark prize pool is looking pretty healthy there. Just eyeing that. Wow. Yeah, so things are looking great on the PWA front. Scripto King is back in full effect. If you're in the DAO, he's been interacting there. Alex has been helping out. Alex is now working on the DApp upgrade. So what we're seeing on our desktops and also through mobile browsers now is also being redesigned. So that's something that Alex is full force on and supporting Scripto King where needed. But Scripto King now is taking all of the little inputs and things that the DAO has collected over the past few days regarding the PWA and making those adjustments, those updates. I've got a press release done and ready to go out. A few more people are going to take a look at it just to scrub it. So just waiting on that. As soon as we release it to the public, the PWA that is, we'll send the press release out. And looking forward to that and just getting that on the hands of everybody and getting them the chance to have a look, just as the DAO has been playing with it, and really, I think overall been very, very impressed with the technology, the look and feel, the lightweight of it, speed and ease of use, and all those good things. So yeah, that's about it for the week. We've got more going on in the background with utilities, the roadmaps being designed. So we'll have a full presentation for that. That should be done by Friday, is what the designers told me. So we're looking forward to that. And I know there's a few people that are also just, taking a look at it as well and walking through it, providing some feedback, see if we make any tweaks or necessary changes to it. But it feels pretty good so far. I think we've got a real solid plan, and it's just about execution now. So that's about it on my end. Do you want me to cover anything else?
No, that's great. I mean, I'm excited about the press release, getting into those. They're primarily financial publications, Benziga and Yahoo Finance. We're going to be doing that level of press releases.
Yes. Yep. Our distribution should get picked up. Obviously, Google News will be an initial pickup point, and then from there, most of the time in the financial category, they get carried over to those other platforms, which then you get the real big push from there. It gets picked up and syndicated even further. So yeah, we'll have a full distribution report. I'll publish it and make it available so everybody can check out all the links. And if they want to share the initial link to the press release too, that would be huge. If they have Twitter or anything else, I'm sure we'll tweet it as well, and we can post the link in the main chat. Actually, we probably should make it part of the sweep widget. I'm not sure what you can do with it. You can't really do much other than just share it on your socials, but we'll make it available for people that have social media accounts. If they want to share it, they can.
That's a great idea. We were going to go on a shilling raid, let everybody know what's happening here. And we talk about the bigger boat. I know that we can handle 30,000 page visits per second here on the ARK. So I think we're in a good position to handle them. And, Telegram's proven to be a very strong and reliable service. And with that, actually, I do have an update. We have a new set of bots that are coming in to the ARK Telegram that are really going to just create an experience here that is going to be just another level, from being able to stream YouTube videos and music to having admins and roles, to be able to target different groups within our community and let them know, hey, we're doing this giveaway, or we're going to have the podcast. There's just going to be an upgrade everywhere you look around, a lot more functionality, and we believe that this is a good friend of ours, Sergio, who's set up a lot of the bots here. He's been working, I think, probably over a year to create this whole new experience for Telegram with these bots, and I think it's going to be a bright future. So we're pretty much getting the VIP access to test it out and give some feedback. So looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. I know we tried a bunch of music bots and stuff, and they're horrible. The mention bots, we've always had issues with the mention bots. So hopefully this could be a good alternative, an upgrade really for everything that we could do here and get better organized. So looking forward to receiving those new folks. The sonic boom from the mobile application, I think, will be heard throughout the DeFi space. We already have so many people talking about ARK. We're seeing great investors all over the place saying over and over, ARK is my favorite project in the space. It's just, that's trending for us. And I think it's only going to increase. So as we get that new audience, the folks from the real world, I know a lot of folks in here can't wait to get the mobile application in their hand and putting it to use as an amazing tool. We also are working fast to incorporate the fiat onboarding, which is a key component of that frictionless process, getting someone from hearing about ARK, doing some due diligence, downloading the mobile app, and start earning as fast as possible. Absolutely. We don't see that Coach Brad is here yet, and we've got a couple of minutes. Hopefully he should be coming in really soon, but let's see if there's a question or a comment as we wait for him from the community.
I'm really excited on that bot. I know it's going to be pretty cool to be able to, host quality audio and video right here in the Telegram and right here in the podcast. It's going to be really a game changer, honestly.
Yeah, especially with when we look at these YouTube videos, not having to stream them, from our independent devices, we get a lot of sound issues. I'm sure you've noticed when we're showing content like that. So I can't wait to see it. I know we're going to be working on that, integrating it tomorrow. I think a couple hours before the podcast, so we're all set, ready to go. And Mistletoe's going to be the man that's going to be steering the whole process integration on that front. So good times, happy days. We see Coach Brad is in the house. Sheesh. Calm, cool, and collected. I hope you're doing well, my friend.
Well, thank you, sir. How is everyone this evening? I'm going to take that as everyone's doing fantastic.
Yes, I was muted. Sorry. Yeah, everyone's just staring at the Spark, wondering if it's going to break the all-time high today. I'm not sure it will. It's so close. I don't want to guess. So we'll have to see what happens in the next 34, 38 minutes if we do cross on over or not. Hope you're doing well and you have something really special for us.
All aboard!
On the all aboard.
Yes, sir. I've just been watching. I'm always watching ARK content, reading articles, watching videos, and I just watched the video from Ohio Crypto, and he dropped some cool alpha about his investment, which I was unaware of. So it looks like we've had more than one person that has joined the ARK protocol and then won the Spark reward on the first day of joining. Was unaware that he was in that situation. So, and he's got a bunch of max wallets. He's really flying the ARK flag, if you will, because he's got a bunch of max wallets. So awesome to see.
Wow. I mean, that's getting super, super lucky. How could you not be just completely ecstatic and happy, to be winning on your first day of being eligible for the Spark? Wow. So yeah, looking forward to see that. Whatever you're ready, sir, we are ready.
I'm just sitting down and changing over to my laptop. Just give me 1 minute and we will be ready.
A beautiful message in the chat by ARK. Thank you for your kind words.
You are welcome. Best name I've seen in all TG. I mean, that's pretty smart and special. My name is I Love ARK. I mean, what gets better than that? That says it all.
Right, here we go. This is Ohio Crypto, with his newest video. He's starting an ARK series. He's already started it, but this is one in his journey, my passive income journey. And let's watch the video, and we'll let him tell us. Rather than me explain it, I'll let him explain it himself in the video. Let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I just want to start with a little housekeeping. First, I'm not your financial advisor or anyone's financial advisor. This is just me documenting my journey and giving you my thoughts and opinions, which in the end are probably marginally accurate at best. I mean, I bought $33 drip, for God's sake. So do your own research if you're getting into crypto, and especially into decentralized finance. Also, I do use a cold storage wallet for my crypto assets. I use crypto.com and binance.us as a bridge between fiat and crypto, but I don't keep much on any decentralized exchange. Sometime I'll do a more detailed video on the back and forth. But just remember, if you're not your keys, it's not your crypto. That's the popular saying. So in the last couple of weeks, I started a This Week in Drip series, and I've decided to do the same for the ARK project. I've been in ARK around 6 weeks, something like that. So far, I'm loving it. Here's what I like so far, and this is in no particular order. The price stability, it's either been at 571 or 572 since I joined. Based on the statistics, doesn't look like it's moving from there for a while. And so that'll limit impermanent loss. Once again, $33 drip is now 40-cent drip. And that's a long way for 1% a day to cover. I have no drip regrets. Well, yeah, I guess I do. I mean, wish I was getting into it right now with the capital that I've put in, but I do have a lot of confidence in drip. But I do like the stability of the ARK price, the fact that it's not artificially high and set to come back down. So we'll see how long that lasts. This is DeFi. I love the Spark rewards. So for those of you that don't know, every day they do a reward giveaway. In fact, so far we're already up to 445 in the pool. Yesterday they gave away 493 plus. I think the high is like 516 right here on March 30th. I mean, that's $3,000 essentially, or close to it. So that's great. So everybody that has posted bond or has one of their NFTs is eligible to win. I have 4 ARK accounts, and I have posted the bond in all of them in order to be eligible. And frankly, I paid for that already by winning the Spark reward on my very first day in ARK, literally the very first day. So that's great. I love the accessibility of the team. Podcasts every day. They monitor all of the Telegram posts. This morning, Crypto Fergie posted something about the UI he was having trouble with, and I was having the same trouble. And I responded to him, and not 5 minutes later, one of the team members said that they did have an issue they were working on and to refresh in a minute or so, and it was all taken care of. Not a big deal at all, but they're very accessible, and that's great. They're on the podcast every single day. The other thing I love is the path to ROI. So we're going to get into one of my accounts before this is done, but I am essentially very nearly halfway to ROI, which is a big deal. I did nothing but hydrate and drip for forever. And that's fine. I was able to build my bag quicker, get to max payout. Right now on Drip, I have 3 maxed out wallets, and I'm working on number 4. So there's something to be said for that. But the ARK team encourages you to ROI, to sell your ARK rewards. That way it doesn't strain the system later. And I'm taking that advice. If I don't sell every day, I certainly sell every few days at the very most. And I'm getting closer and closer to ROI. Here in another 6 to 8 weeks, I will essentially be playing with house money. And that's a great feeling because I'm not doing that in other protocols. And the other thing I love is the community. I've said this about Drip a number of times. The community is one of the things that makes Drip so great. It's truly a community project with people doing what they can to support Drip in that protocol. I sense the same thing in ARK. It's not as big yet, but they're very engaged. Some of the big Drip players like Drip Guide and hopefully Brandon is solving his troubles with YouTube. That sort of makes me want to get into Rumble, but that'll be another video. But a lot of those same Drip maxis are getting into ARK now and not. Necessarily putting.
Sorry about that. My YouTube Premium must have run out. I need to renew that. I apologize.
No worries, sir. It's fine.
One above the other.
Thank you.
But just getting into both. And there's nothing wrong with getting into multiple projects and diversifying. And I sense the community in ARK is really going to be good. So I'm looking forward to that getting bigger and being a part of that. I was featured on one of the ARK podcasts on their voice chats where Brandon from Drip Guide showed one of my videos. So that was cool. And that's just the kind of thing they do. They've done that with a lot of community members and content creators. So that's pretty cool. I think one thing I'm going to start doing on these is highlighting a content creator that I like to watch. So for ARK, I'm also going to do that with Drip. I haven't started that yet, but I think that'll be next this week in Drip video. But today for ARK, I'm going to mention the Crypto Badgers. Find their YouTube channel. They've covered different things over the course of time, but at least once a week they put out an ARK video, and it's really good coverage. They seem like a good couple of guys. Sometimes insert a little humor into their stuff, but always give good information. And I look forward to their videos every week. So I'll put a link to their YouTube channel in the description, but definitely check them out. It's a good mix of information and humor, and they seem to be fans of ARK, and they speak highly of it. And, like me, they're not giving any financial advice at all, but it's nice to see the community members supporting the project. Check them out. I'll put a link in the description to their channel. I've decided that I'm going to track some of the ARK statistics as part of this series. I've started an Excel spreadsheet that I may show sometime. I'm not going to worry about it right now. It's only got one line in it so far. But I am tracking several different things. I'm tracking the ARK price, which, hopefully I don't have to worry too much about that. And my dog is inserting himself here, but always 571 or 572. But I am going to go ahead and track it. It'll be interesting to see over the course of time. And hopefully it ends up going up in price gradually and responsibly. That ILC will handle that. So we'll see. I'm also tracking the liquidity up to 872 plus thousand right now, which is great. This is going up, even if slowly, it tends to go up, I've noticed, but we'll track that every week now. Total vault accounts. I want to say when I got in with my first ARK account, it was around 2,800. So we're up to 4,200 and a half right now. So hopefully we'll see steady growth there. Definitely need people entering the project for it to remain long-term. No, that's with ROI dApps, that's just the way it is. People can call it a Ponzi, yeah, probably right. But if nobody's in the project, then it's not going to succeed. So it's good to see this going up, even if gradually. I don't care about the market cap. That can be just done with simple math. I am tracking the ILC reserves, so the BUSD in reserve that keeps that price stable. It's not really a liquidity manager. It's an intelligent liquidity, and the C's escaping me right now, controller, I guess. And then I'm also tracking the vault balance. So this has been fairly static, I've noticed, but we'll track it every week and we'll just see what it's doing. So that's where we are right now with the things that I intend to track every week. So I think that's going to be a wrap for today. Actually, let's go real quick. I'm not going to go through every one of my vault accounts. I've actually got 4, but I'm going to pick one, and it's just going to be my very first one and track it. Actually, I think it's not my first one. I think it's my second one, but it's the one we're going to track. So let's go to that vault right now. So as you can see, my rewards timer is about a quarter of the day in. I do my rewards early every morning. I'm an early riser. It's just sort of the way I handle my crypto before I start my actual job day. So right now, so far, we've got more than 23, almost 24 ARK in my available. Net deposit value is coming down as it's supposed to every single day. So when that reaches 0 and starts to hit red, then my percentage will go from 2% to 1%. And I am actually maxed out in this particular account. So I will only be able to increase this by referral rewards, or if I happen to win the Spark reward, which maybe I'll win that today. You never know. But that's okay. That's the way the protocol works. And so we'll just watch that gradually go down until we then move to 1% daily rewards. As a rule, my compound withdrawal ratio, I usually have at 55 compound, 45% withdrawal. That's been known to change. I'm actually thinking of some other things I might do, but I haven't quite figured that out. It's sort of a kind of by the week I change, but we'll see. Right now, 55, 45. And I do take advantage of the auto allocation. It's just easier for me through the week to have this done automatically. A lot of times on the weekends, I'll do it myself. And I'm usually on time. I don't let it sit, but through the week, I like to have this going automatically. So right now I have 6 days remaining. And the auto allocation is actually getting cheaper. So if I wanted to extend this, so let's just see what it would cost for my weekdays right now. 0.1 BNB. I remember when this was, or 0.01 BNB. I remember when this was 0.02 for 5 days. So it is getting cheaper. So 0.01 BNB is around $3 or so, $3.20. And for 5 days, that's not too bad. It just makes it convenient. And frankly, if you forget to do your allocation for a day, you've just paid for it. So anyway, we're going to leave it where it is for now. And I think that's going to be it. I would definitely appreciate a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you're in ARK and what you're thinking so far. I'd love to know. Comments always help the algorithm. And remember, every weekend, I'm going to try to do a weekly drip and a weekly ARK video, 2 separate videos. And I'll try to do one random video throughout the week. So please do subscribe so you know when those are posted. It helps the community when the content creators get their stuff out there to more people. So I definitely do appreciate it. And we will see you next time.
Really good video there from the ARK Podcast.
Absolutely. Smart money. I mean, this is it, folks. This is what we talked about. Folks that we don't know. I've never, seen his videos before, his YouTube, a drip investor, coming in, getting max wallets and starting to create the content and build his syndicate organically, not being paid. He's doing it out of his own motivation and interest and being very transparent. I like his intro disclaimers. This is my journey. And boy, is he having a great journey winning the Spark on his first day. Sheesh. I mean, come on. The children are happy about that. Incredible. And there's going to be so many more like him that are going to be joining us here. It's absolutely fantastic. Do we have any comments or questions regarding the gentleman's video?
One of the things that he said in there, Atlas, that I really liked was he said, hopefully there'll be some price appreciation over time, gradually and responsibly. You know, a lot of people in DeFi and crypto, they're looking for, you know, these huge price jumps overnight, 100x and all that sort of nonsense. And, you know, real investors, smart investors understand that the price being within the dynamic range is a very positive thing, and it's very good for the project, for everybody involved now, 6 months, a year's time. And you know, I really liked that, you know, gradually and responsibly. I thought that was a fantastic way to word how you would like to see some price appreciation. I thought that was great.
I caught that too, Coach Brad. That was really, the wording on that was but I got to say again that Ponzi scheme keeps rearing its ugly head in the videos and with the questions from the people. Is there any plan on, I don't know, putting out some sort of material or something that highlights that piece?
The thing is, AJ, and thanks for your comments as well, there is no business in existence that if you do not have customers coming through the door, that business fails.
Sure.
You know, if Apple stops selling Apple products, what happens to the company? If Ford Motors stops selling cars, what happens to the company? So the word Ponzi is used incorrectly all the time. Every every project, every business needs customers, and that is, you know, so every business in existence is in essence a Ponzi, if that's what you want to break it down to. So it's just an incorrectly used term a lot of the time. But so if anybody ever says, oh, you know, is this a Ponzi, Coach Brad, can you explain to me how it's not? I just say that, you know, there's no business in existence that doesn't need customers for that business to keep going, and that is a fact.
Yeah.
Even real estate, you know, a lot of folks like to invest in real estate. You know, if they're going to purchase properties to create cash flow, they always need new tenants, right? There always has to be a supply and a demand. Our product is a high yield program, right? It's a protocol that is giving folks a higher value for their money. There's an initial sacrifice when you look at the vault. You cannot take your money out immediately. It's locked into the contract, and for adding your funds into that contract, you're being paid every single day. And the upside is, of course, you know, when you get your return on investment, it's house money, because there's always people looking for getting better interest. The banks aren't paying much or anything at all when you really analyze it. And with that, there's always a risk when it comes to investing. And that's not just in crypto or Bitcoin or Ethereum. I mean, this happens on Wall Street.
Sure.
I mean, you had Tesla stock and all these companies 90% down just a couple of weeks ago. A lot of folks that have their 401k, their life savings, everything they've saved and worked for, just, you know, in the gutter.
But here's a great example. My son, when he was born 16 years ago, somebody bought him a savings bond, $100 savings bond, right? So you pay $50 for it, and then it matures, and you get the $100. Well, he's 16, and as you guys know, he's super into ARK, so he's looking for every penny he can to invest in ARK, but I won't let him get a job yet because he's got to pull his grades up. So it's kind of, Mom, where can I find money? I said, well, we've got this savings bond. God, it's been 16 years. It has to have matured by now. So I punch in the number into the Treasury website. It's still only worth $88, and it won't mature for another 4 years. It would take him 4 years to make $12 in interest. I said, Logan, I'll cash it out at the 88. I'll give you the $88. Invest it in ARK. You'll have that in a few weeks. Forget the bond. Cash it out what it is now. And that's from the Fed. It's useless. It's completely useless. $12
I
in
mean,
4 years.
I would call that a scam.
Right?
Wait, I give you $100, and 16 years later, you still won't give me back the full.
Well,
Wow.
it's tricky. They call it a $100 bond, but in order to buy the $100 bond, you pay 50. So you are, you pay half it, and
You're
then
in profit.
and then, so you get a profit. But 20 years for $50. How quick can we all, accrue $50 in interest here at ARK? It's
Right.
a joke.
And the other part to it, Amanda, that's important is understanding that high reward comes with, high risk.
Yep.
What we always tell everyone is do not get a third mortgage on your home. Do not sell everything because, hey, in 94 days, I've got my money back in my pocket and the rest is just, growing exponentially and it's going to take care of me every single day. Nobody can really tell the future, right? You can get hit by a truck tomorrow. Life is dangerous. Investing is always having a risk. So the idea here, the beauty of it is, if someone has, $100 as an example, and 3 to 5%, $3 to $5, if they were to invest that and it went really, really well, it would grow exponentially. If they were to just let the money sit in the bank, it's doing nothing. So you could scale that up to 10,000. You could scale it up to 100,000. Someone has $100,000 decaying, cannibalizing with inflation in the bank and say, hey, look, $3,000, is that going to make me homeless? Is that going to change my lifestyle? Is that my children's college tuition? Is this my life savings? No, it's a small part of it that I'm willing to speculate, invest, understanding that I don't know the future and there are zero guarantees. But I mean, does this look like it's going to be around in 94 days? Are they bringing out these products? Are they, going out and bringing other investors? Absolutely. And that's the hard thing to find. I even for myself, that's why we're here doing it, because we couldn't find reputable people of integrity who had investors' interests at heart. And we've, kissed so many frogs.
Yeah.
But it only takes, just like anything in life, whether, it be going to a vet's office or going to a restaurant a couple of times, for you to figure out if they're doing things the right way, if they're giving you the right service, if they have your animal's best interests at heart, cleanliness in their food preparation. The owner of the restaurant comes to your table, looks you in the eye, says, ma'am, how was your service? How was the food? 9 out of 10 times you're going to understand that the quality is superb because they're there. They're managing their business. Their heart's in it. They're making money, but they're making money because they're providing a great service. So that's the hard thing. That's why we created this and not just created it, but wanted it to be fair for the investors and take away a lot of that risk and unsustainability. So that is, our best advice we can give to someone. We're not financial advisors. And the worst thing you can do is to tell someone this is a guaranteed sure thing. You'd have to be crazy not to go for it. No. If it's not for you, it's not for you. And if it's small, I find it disarms people, and you just, it's a matter of a fact that I'll give you an example here. If you took the 100 richest people in the whole planet and you asked them to give 3% of their wealth, the whole planet would be millionaires.
Yeah, right.
They wouldn't lose their mansions, they wouldn't lose their stocks and, their trust and their gold. No, just 3% pocket change, which for the rest of the world. And that's a beautiful idea to understand, how the unbalanced planet could be balanced. But the sad fact is it's also proven mathematically and just through time that if you were to do that within a decade, max 2, the same people would end up with all the money again.
Well, there's that old expression, right? Money makes money.
and the culture of money and the education of money. And that's why I really love what you're doing with your son, of giving him an education. And with that comes a responsibility to say, hey, do not drink the Kool-Aid and do not make other people drink the Kool-Aid. As excited as you are, understand that there's always that investment risk. And that's why we're not going and selling your favorite Jordans, right?
Oh my God, the Jordans.
The family vacation. Oh, we're not going because we're going to put it in ARK. See, that is not what we want to do, because we understand that a small amount through time goes a long way. Yeah. And we can't guarantee a timeline, but we understand through the process of growth that it grows. So the music keeps going, the band keeps playing, more musicians come, the trumpet player, the violin player, the guy with the samba, it starts to grow. You look at, a community like Drip. I mean, I think they have over 156,000 people. We have 4,200, 300 today. We are so early, but again, you can't measure, one thing compared to the other, because it's, different. It always is different. And of course, in my opinion, I think we're absolutely much better. We've solved a lot of the issues with that investment that has made a ton of millionaires. But there's also been people that have invested late that have gotten the short end of the stick. And that's what we've been here to balance out. And we're proud. We're very proud about it. And we believe that the narrative and the clear explanation of, hey, there's no guarantees, go small and do not go crazy. And that's one of the issues we have in our, space of what we call decentralized finance. People get greedy. People start being irresponsible. They overinvest. They over leverage. They don't diversify. They put all their eggs in one basket. And something can happen. It's happened in other projects. They've been hacked. I mean, here in the DeFi sessions, we saw a project that was a couple $100 million that were hacked. The guy gave them back, which is rare, but the hacker gave all the money back. So just when you think you know it all, and just when you think that you're covered, you might be in for a surprise. And sometimes these things are exactly that, surprises. So that's why we just get one audit on the contracts. We got a second company to do the audit on the contracts. And then after that, we went and hired a team of professional hackers. We spent a fortune on these contracts just because we understand these are families. These are good people that are taking a risk, and maybe it is only 3% or 5%, but that means something to them. And just because it isn't everything doesn't mean that it doesn't have a value and it doesn't hurt. It absolutely does. And we know there's people out there that are just not going to listen, and they're not going to be careful. And that's one of the reasons why you see here the contracts pay you every single day, because in the other systems, it's different. And they tell you, don't sell and just keep reinvesting forever and a day and forever and a day. And we've seen that is very irresponsible, because we've even seen them, Amanda, tell people not to sell while the little group is selling against them.
Of course.
There's so much unfairness. And this is something that we see in Wall Street happening every day. A great investor that I consider a brilliant mind is Shamat Palapatiya. It's been proven. Was looking about a week and a half ago that he was on CNBC and all of these, Bloomberg, high finance. They respect him. He's a hedge fund owner, and he's investing funds for pension funds and so many other people and institutions. And he was literally telling everyone, do not sell your Tesla stock. Ugh. This is the investment of the century, and I'm going all in, and I love Elon. And it's been, I think, about a year later or a year and a half later, and now they're showing his accounts in the hedge fund selling massively, because in stocks, you have to report legally your sales when you're in an institution. Your
capital gains,
like that.
Right?
Yeah, and they have to disclose. I mean, there's people that follow Warren Buffett, right? He's considered the Oracle of Omaha, the greatest investment mind ever. And there's a lot of folks that every quarter when Berkshire Hathaway, his company, files what they bought and what they sold, you could see it. It's public information. So through that exercise, they figured out that at the same time he was telling the masses to hold on to it, he was unloading. And then, a month or two later, he came out and said, oh yeah, I got out. He sold all of his Tesla stock at the top. So his investors did really well. Shout out to them. So this is not just here. It's just greed that happens everywhere. And it does rear its ugly head from a project developer, hedge fund, company perspective, as well as from the investor side where they are not responsible. So regardless if they're doing the right thing or the wrong thing, it is a responsibility for us to say the truth. Be careful, be mindful, and do not ever invest what you can't afford to invest.
Yeah, I've told Logan that. I said, if you're going to invest money, just consider it gone. Only money that you can afford to lose, that's what you can invest.
Correct.
Because that's always the risk.
And it can happen at any time, no matter, what's going on in the world. And that's just what we have to live by. So if we have an educated community that understands that knows that 2% a day is absolutely massive, you're not going to get to anywhere. A little bit will go a long way. Whether you're a small investor or a very, very large investor like this gentleman here, he has a couple of Max wallets. A Max wallet's $25,000.
Wow.
So he has several of those. We've got investors in here who have 4 legacy NFTs. That's $40,000.
Holy cow.
Now, I could assure you that they're very smart investors. See, they've taken the time to do the due diligence to see those contracts, our audits. How do we work? What are our intentions? And as time goes by, there's a lot of confidence that's been built. But even then, I can assure you that that's not their children's, funds. That's not, their retirement money. Some of these folks have been very successful in investing. And with being successful, there's always losses and there's always, wins. Nobody ever wins them all. So diversification is very important. And that's why we're here every single day to speak to investors and assure them that no matter how small their investment is through time, it can make a big difference, especially like a young man that's 16 years old. We had, I think 2 weeks ago, one of our advisors, Dr. Kelly Snook, she was here live. She comes on Wednesdays, and her niece, who's a college student, was the winner of the Spark.
Oh,
she wasn't live, and she's like, wow, this is going to make a huge difference. And she just got her in a week before, small amount. So, and that's the cool thing about the Spark too, that you can go from very small to big. Is there a guarantee you'll win it? No. Guarantee? Never. It's random, and that's the fun part of it too. So you've got your stable returns. You also got your foundation, which is like a savings account. And I could go on and on. And I'm sure I'm boring everyone because they've heard us talk about this so many times, but it's important to answer. And the Ponzi question is a very important one. I think that Coach Brad did an excellent job of answering that.
Yep.
Because if Costco doesn't have customers coming, they are out of business. It's just like anything else. And so what is your product? Well, our product is offering a yield on your funds, which you're not going to get at the bank or anywhere else. And there's always folks that are looking for that speculation, for that opportunity, that are doing it in a responsible manner and understand that they are investing capital that they can afford to invest. And that just makes it, it makes it all make sense. And you're looking at inflation, 100% in Argentina, 90% in Lebanon, 1,000,000% in Venezuela. I mean, it's not going to stop. And I don't think we're there yet. And for some of you folks that maybe aren't old enough as we are, I do remember 70% income tax in the United States of America. Do you remember that, Amanda? Or maybe, I don't know if Bob's here.
I don't, but 70, no, I don't. And I don't consider myself super young by any means, but no, I don't recall that.
Yeah, during the Reagan administration.
I was little. I was in elementary school during the Reagan administration.
Me too. But
you remember that?
I remember Reagan on TV, but I didn't know about taxes. But now as an adult and being, you know, in a position that I'm concerned about what's happening with inflation, we understand that history tends to repeat itself. And when you're having high inflation and interest rates in the 70s were 18, 19%. So we're going through that cycle, and the experts see the same thing happening. So when this happens, this is what happens on the other side. I mean, you're seeing that they're going to have to get money from somewhere. The government's bankrupt. Pension funds are bankrupt. You got some cities that, for example, if you're a city employee or firefighter, you work for the unemployment office, you work for the state, generally they're able to get 80 or 90% of their salary for the rest of their life. Right? You know about that from federal employees, state employees. Yep. So they all in their last year, because what's measured is your last year, they work as much as they can. Then they do overtime.
Oh, overtime. They rack up the overtime. Yep.
Yeah. So your last year, you know, and I have an aunt in Connecticut who worked for the unemployment office, and she's set for life. But you think about that, and you're like, wait, so you're paying someone 80, 90%, who actually doesn't come and contribute or add any value or carry any of the weight, but for the rest of their lives, you know, it could be 20, 30, 40 years, they're set. And I don't know if in certain instances, even if you are to die or, you know, pass away, that might even be transferable to your spouse if they're still alive. I'm not sure. I haven't gone that far, but there's some things that just, they're not sustainable.
Some things are. Yeah, I think it depends on the industry and on the sector.
Right.
But yeah, it's insane. And you know who pays for it? Everybody's like, well, you know, the government pays for it.
Well, no, the money's sitting in your bank.
Of course.
Is paying for it because they're printing more and more so that they could go out and give people more and more funds. And so this is not something new. This is something that's happening on a global scale. And we believe that what we're offering here has such potential for people, regardless of where they are in the world, and understanding that it's DeFi. And this is not controlled by your bank or your government. They can't come and freeze your DeFi, you know, Web3 wallet. They can't just confiscate your funds. And there's as far as things stand right now, absolutely, completely legal. We have to see how things expand. So, yeah, we love having these conversations because we could show things that are just so blown out of proportion that are happening. And there's few people that I've ever met who would not like to take a small risk for a very high opportunity, understanding that the options out there are not very many.
Well said.
Fantastic. Thank you. All right. Went on a rant today, folks. Sorry about that. We got Brandon the Drip Guy. Don't get him started. You want to add to that, Mr. Brandon?
Oh, man, I thought you'd never ask.
Let's go. You had me at hello, Jerry.
Not really, but I was thinking I do have a little bit to add. I guess there was I missed the first part of the podcast tonight, but I guess there was some talk about Ponzonomics, and maybe Coach Brad, sounds like Coach Brad had some good words to say about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but nobody does it better, my friend, than you when it comes to the Ponzonomics. You wrote a book.
Well, you really the way I think of it is you're buying into a growth story. The story is that the creators of ARK Finance have created a product here, or a collection of DeFi products that have a lot of appeal to them, a lot of product market fit, right? And so you're investing into the growth story. And a similar story is in the early days, mid to late 1990s, you could have bought into another growth story, which is Amazon, right? And that stock, there were only a certain number of shares that were originally issued, and then they continuously did splits and they bought back shares. So the value kept accruing because more and more people became interested in that growth story, and they bid up the price of Amazon stock. So you can think of it like that. More and more people are going to find the products here at Arkfi appealing because of that product market fit, and more people are going to continue buying into that growth story, and it's going to continue to grow. And the reality is there are hundreds of trillions of dollars worth of fiat floating around out there, and even just 1% comes of that. 1% of that comes into ARK Finance. Look out above. So it's definitely not anything that could be construed as a Ponzi. It's a growth story, and it's a product that has a lot of appeal, product market fit.
Hey, Brandon, I don't know if you were on, I think it was like 2 nights ago, that in the DeFi sessions, our good friend, our DeFi expert, Mr. Z, was talking about Lido and Ethereum. And, when he went over that, I know there's massive amounts of capital that's sitting over there. And I asked him, I said, how much are they getting? How much are they earning APR? And he's like, man, I think it's like 1% a day. I'm like, what? No way. No, I'm sure of that. So while he was doing DeFi sessions, I went and I looked it up, and they're getting an average of like 5.5, 8.5 APR yearly. And they have $11.1 billion locked up, sitting there. They haven't heard about the ARK. Like, how about 1% of that 11.1 billion in crypto?
Bring it.
That's not going to the Citadel over there in New York, or any of these hedge funds or pension funds. No. We're just talking crypto people. 11.1 billion sitting there. Much better than decaying in the bank. I mean, shout out to those smart investors. Shout out to them. Good for you that you're not letting your fiat decay. Happy that you're there in Lido. So, I mean, we see so much opportunity ahead of us. We have such a great story to tell. We have such a great product. And it's one by one. And we're seeing that growth. I don't know if you saw, Brandon, we've crossed 4,300 ARK Vault accounts, my friend. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Everybody is incentivized to get that first level of downline, right? Because everybody wants to be eligible for Spark Lottery. So then at the same time, you get that one level of downline, you might as well get a few of your family and friends into ARK as well. So everybody, I mean, literally everybody in ARK is highly incentivized to just go ahead and pull the trigger and start recruiting and start building their own syndicate, at least one level, So that growth rate will keep accelerating, and we'll be jumping by 100 new accounts a day before long.
Absolutely. And you see the smart money coming, 19,000, 25,000. I mean, that's such a reassuring signal when you see those big buys come in from these smart money investors. I don't know if you were here to see the video we showed for the all aboard, Brandon.
No, sir.
What's his name, Coach Brad? Ohio something? Was it Ohio? I don't want to.
Yeah, Ohio.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm familiar with him.
He's got a couple of Max wallets in the system. One Spark on his first day, my friend. You got it your first week. You know, the guy knows what he's doing. He's investing in a very smart way and creating his own organic, self, motivated content. That, I mean, we love what we're seeing, and it continues to grow and happen. And, we're so grateful for this community. And we understand the products that are coming. We understand how much liquidity is just sitting in crypto. Mr. Satoshi just had his birthday, I think, last week. He doesn't pay what the ARK pays. Vitalik Valbuterin, he's got the best array of pajamas that he likes to wear on stage. Fantastic. But he's not paying. He's not paying what we're paying here. And this community is just amazing. With that, in the interest of time, as we went on a nice conversation about the Ponzonomics and some of the sort of rebuttals that people, instinctively, just say, wait, hold on. How does this work? Well, my friend, this is DeFi. And there's not just ARK. There's been so many projects before that have gone on. I mean, Drip's over 2 years, Brendan? They're paying 1% a day?
Going on, it'll be 2 years later this month. April 22nd will be 2 years.
Amazing. I mean, we're, I think, 114 days. I'll tell you exactly. Just so we are on the right side of the analysis. I'll tell you right now, exactly December 18th was our official launch. The first day the FERC started hearing that printer. 114 days. That is correct. So you look at what this team's been able to accomplish in 114 days, from the quality of the product, the D-app, the mobile application, which just shortly it's going to be released to the masses, not just the legacy NFT holders. Look, we have such a bright future here. It's nothing short of a miracle the way this project's come together in this community. So thanks to every single one of you that are investors, that are going out and helping your friends, family, coworkers, even James at the water cooler. I mean, he's talking about Spark every day now at the water cooler. He's so excited. He got in. He was very responsible. He did his due diligence before he got in. I mean, he's smiling. He's earning every single day. Mr. Mistletoe, let's give away some BUSD for the all aboard, my friend.
All
Spinning
aboard!
that wheel.
Let's do it. Give me a second.
We are officially at a new all-time high in the Spark reward, everyone.
Sheesh, it happened. I mean, we did go a bit long. We did it my time, I think 10:08, so we're about 12 minutes later than when we did it yesterday. But crossing over, oh boy, that's something, man. We got to call Mama.
Mama!
And we're nearly 12 ARK higher than yesterday. So we're 12 minutes late, and it's nearly 12 ARK more.
We have to put on practice yesterday breathing.
Yes. We got activated yesterday by Coach Roberto. What a breathing session. That was so fun. And great to do it as a community. It's powerful. On the count of three, Mr. Mistletoe, 2, 1.
Congratulations, Ketty1607. You've won $50 with the BUSD. Congratulations.
Let's go. How many participants were there today, Mistletoe? That looks like quite a full wheel.
I believe it was 62. So we're slowly climbing back up there.
We could do much better, and we will. It's such an easy process. Do we have the Ohio gentleman's video? Have we ran that through the sweep widget, or is it on the future? Sweet
It was
widget task.
ran yesterday, last night there.
Man,
Yes,
you're
sir.
always 10 steps ahead, guys. Let's go. All right, bear with me as my screen sharing is being temperamental today. All right, hold on. Give it one last chance for it to work properly. I know you guys can see it. Oh, it did. All right, let's go. 10th chime is the charm. All right. Well, let's get ready to unleash the beast. We have Mr. C here live. Sir, are you in the bullpen, warming up, ready to go after the spark for the DeFi sessions tonight?
Let's go.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get the second cold storage defrosting ready to fire. Listen to a little music, kept activated, pumped up. Let's see if the winner of the new all-time high is here live on the podcast today. There's quite a few folks here. Wish all of you luck in the drawing.
Let's get this crypto. Let's get this crypto.
Oh, god damn!
Oh yeah, let's get this crypto.
All right, it has fired. Let's see who is the 114th Spark Prize winner. All-time high, my friends. The suspense builds. Thanks for your patience, folks. And there it is. Tonight's winner, their wallet ends in 7EB3. And they're the lucky, fortunate winner of 589.90 ARK. Their first time winner. Congratulations. You are officially in Nitro mode. Wow. Massive. And as we always do for the first time winners, we play the special jingle for them. It is a bit loud. Watch your ears, folks. Sheesh. So was it anyone here live? 34 participants. We had 37 a few minutes ago. Anyone in your syndicates? If you look up your uplines, downlines.
Brad, is that the highest we've ever been? 580 plus ARK.
Yes, sir. That is a new all-time high.
All-time high. Let's go.
Yeah, over 3,368 last I saw. We'd have to get the exact calculation. So congratulations to that lucky winner. Wow. Just keeps happening, folks. Mr. Z, are you ready for the DeFi sessions? Thank you for your patience. We went on a bit of a rant here, talking passionately about the ARK. I mean, that's how we used to go 3-4 hours on the podcast. So in the interest of keeping it short, we're going to turn it over to you and let's see what's happening on the crypto streets. I've been hearing all these moon boys talking about 30K Bitcoin, Wall Street. I mean, all streets are going crazy. So let us know what's happening.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd like to start off with saying that I think I'm having bar mitzvah vibes. When I was younger, a friend of mine, Joshua, was having his bar mitzvah, and that was the music that was playing, and we danced a lot and had a really good time. So I hope everyone's having a good Tuesday to begin with. And yeah, we're gonna start the updates by telling you some cool stuff that the mods are working on. So if you guys go to the airdrop chat, you're gonna see something new. You're gonna see Taylor started to create threads. Taylor's been on a real grind on the airdrops, and he's been touching ZK Sync. And slowly we'll do the. I think everyone enjoyed the live voice chats that we did an hour before the podcast. So we'll start to bring that back by the end of this week. But yeah, Taylor has started to create threads there. So if you guys want to go check that out, he's done a thread for the Celestia airdrop. Celestia is a big project that encourages clean mining as well. So there's a lot of cool things within that you can earn as an airdrop and also learn about mining a little bit. So do check that out. It is you can say 11th of April, and we have crossed the 5,507 members, and as we start to increase in size, the Discord server does need like a few boosts for the month. So if any of you can volunteer and pass some boosts this way, we can keep the server growing. But this is good news, guys. Like, we want the service to grow. We want this to be one of the most interactive DeFi servers when it comes to education, when it comes to understanding your investments and stuff. And soon we'll look to encourage a whole calculator. We're going to start building apps on Discord. So that's the news on Discord. Now let's go to the news. But before we go to the news, I'm sure a bunch of you are enjoying the price action and looking at your wallets, and you're looking at your DeFi projects at the top. I mean, Bitcoin did cross 30,000. We speculated in the 30,000 region for the past couple of weeks, and we have finally started to reach that. And I think the all-time, the sort of high that Bitcoin made was 30,600, I believe. And as usual, whenever we make highs, I always encourage folks to. So I mean, if you did buy a DeFi project or something at a low at 28K, and you're up right now, maybe a 1.5, 2x, always pay yourselves. And even especially when we make tops, I mean, if you can see, we're already starting to pull back a little bit. So do pay yourselves. I do see us pull back to 29K. But thus far, it's looking really good. I'm hoping everyone's enjoying the push in price action. BNB is touched 333, I think, all time, 334 as an all time high. So Binance Smart Chain is also showing an encouragement there, and we're currently pulling back at 325. I think we're currently like pulling back on a bunch of things. Now, my main focus this week, out of all the cryptos, is Ethereum. Because Ethereum, if you guys know, tomorrow is April the 12th. So we will see the Shanghai hard forks take place. And I'm going to kind of like 5-10 minutes, I'm going to go into like a little Ethereum rabbit hole, because I think it's important for us to know what the event brings to DeFi. So yeah, Ethereum currently did cross 1938. And then it's been pulling back since. So we're currently at 1897. So yeah, before we pull back all the way, guys, make sure that you do take profits, you do pay yourselves, and keep a consistent amount so you're able to buy dips, right? So when you see a wick like that, that's someone buying a dip. And that's what you want to do. Just like you DCH, you want to DCA upwards as well and take your profits. So that's the technical side of things. Let's continue with what's making Bitcoin break out the way it is. So CoinDesk did a really good article here today, and they write. So the article reads: Bitcoin breaks above 30,000 for the first time since June 2022. The move continues a 2023 rally that has now seen the most popular crypto gains more than 80% in value. So yeah, in the bear market, we still are in a bear market. I think. I hope like people understand finance and economics a little bit, that we are in a small recession, and to be very wary of price action. But yeah, so Bitcoin moves past 30,000 for the first time since June the 10th, 2022. So almost a year. As March banking turbulence faded into the distance and investors grow more optimistic about the U.S. central bank monetary policy, the largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization has recently traded 30,000 up 6.75% over the last 24 hours. So this is what Richard Michael had to say, the U.S. CEO and legal officer of Banxa. So he goes, it's clear that the market is pricing a slowdown in growth and in turn a loosening of monetary policy by the Federal Reserve over the course of 2023. Because, I mean, if you guys were looking at Jerome Powell when he gave his Fed notes last month, he kind of like punched in the idea that we are seeing we are seeing a good vocal amount of, you can say, support, and with a good vocal amount of support in the employment industry and in sort of like, you know, we could look to loosen ties. So since then we've seen a more bullish move towards the highs. So let's look more into this thing, because there's a few different things. The other, you can say, trend that if you guys look into BRICS and look at what's happening around the world, a bunch of, you can say, oil countries and sort of countries that are like high value in gold and stuff have started like depegging from the dollar. And maybe that can also be a case of why sort of BTC and gold and crypto is pumping the way. So here, Michael said, de-dollarization is also increasingly becoming part of the narrative, which is further accelerating Bitcoin adoption. Michael concluded, the BTC, in short, you are your own bank. It's difficult to make predictions given the volatility of late, but I wouldn't be surprised if this momentum regarding BTC continues. So yeah, whilst 2021 period was perceived as Bitcoin's breakthrough moment, the present time truly marks its ascendance onto the global stage as a formidable asset. Amidst heightened geopolitical instability, faltering banking systems, and mounting concerns around reserves currencies, Bitcoin has emerged as the reliable refuge that many had anticipated. This crucial conjuncture signifies a pivotal advancement for the digital asset sector. So yeah, really bullish article here, and I enjoy it. Like I encourage others to like go to CoinDesk especially when highs are made, because like you have the analysts there that sort of punch in all the you can say economic fundamentals of why. So things like the treasury bond. I think a few of you have bought treasury bonds and see it as a savings account investment. So what do they say about savings account? A check of the bond shows that the U.S. Treasury note, having fallen to below 4% from a peak 5% in nearly March, Australia's rapidly reversed their expectations of future Federal Reserve interest rate hikes. So yeah, investments. So when investments in treasury bonds and bills are at a low, we sort of see people take risk in other assets like metals, like the gold, and also Bitcoin. So these are. I'm hoping I've not gone over anyone's head, but yeah, I'm trying to simplify it as possible. But that's the first thing. This is why we're seeing the current BTC price the way it is. So yeah, let's go to the DeFi links here. Realize, guys, all the sort of articles I talk about, we do post it in the DeFi link section, and we'll continue to do that. So you can find the Bitcoin break above 30K article there. Now that we're coming to April the 12th is the Shanghai hard fork, and let me make this into night mode so it's easier to read. But Vitalik in December 2021 wrote a article. So if you guys go to vitalik.ca, you get to personally see how the guy thinks and what he's sort of planning. So and it is December the 6th, he wrote a big article called The Endgame. He's giving his opinions of where Ethereum's transaction protocol goes from here. So first, I think the whole adoption of Polygon to integrate within Ethereum didn't happen. So then then we saw competition. We saw competition between Arbitrum, ZK for ZK rollup technology. So we had optimistic rollups like you can say Optimism. You've seen Arbitrum just launch right now. And then you had things like ZK rollup technology. So like things like ZK Snarks from Polygon, from ZK Sync, and also Starknet. So in this Endgames article, Vitalik was speculating what happens, like where does Ethereum go from here? Like how do we go into layer 2? And as we get into layer 2, who wins the race? Like what's the end game? Where do transactions go at a faster rate? And what technologies do we adapt? So in this thing, he was very like he was giving you variables. He was speaking about Arbitrum. He was talking about Optimism. He was talking about ZK Sync, Starknet, and others. And yeah, since this article, we've seen launches of ZK Sync, Polygon's EVM, and this takes me into the next article. Give me 1 second. And this article talks about ZK rollups being the end game for scaling blockchain. So if you guys, I'm not going to go into much detail here, but it's a really knowledgeable, you can say, article. And as we get into the Polygon hard fork of Shanghai tomorrow, maybe it could be a good read to kind of look into the different technologies used. So Polygon Maiden is basically Polygon's EVM solution to rollups. And we're seeing big projects like, you can say, Ernst & Young. We're seeing Coca-Cola. We're seeing a lot of like big brands use Polygon Maiden to build their mainnet, so their e-commerce outlets, their payment structures. So yeah, this article here by Cointelegraph speculates ZK rollups to be the end game, and to be where we see higher transaction rate, where we see more adoption, where we see more apps being built, we see more staking mechanisms and more ROI dApps, just like ARK, like really take advantage of these moments in DeFi. So yeah, this is this article here has a great overview of what Polygon mining is, and this is a few quotes. This is what a StarkNet co-founder had to say about mining. He goes, "I think mining is amazing. I have a lot of respect for all those working within the framework of general validity. Having said that, with all due respect, I do think that as far as VMs, virtual machines, and features latent compute framework goes, I think that Cairo is better, and I've said so to Bobbin." So this is him talking about StarkNet's sort of EVM. So yeah, like I would encourage folks to kind of read through this article and see if you learn something about ZK rollups. But in the meantime, do check out the airdrop section, because we are covering ZK Sync, right? ZK Sync is one of the, you can say, is a ZK rollup technologies, and we're seeing a bunch of encouragement, and we're doing a bunch of testnet things there. So do check that out. Let's continue. Am I good on time? Do I have a few more minutes, or do I have to end this soon?
You're fine, sir. Keep going.
Okay, awesome. Now we're going into a stage, right, where Vitalik kind of mentioned that he basically, like, sort of in 2022, last November 2022, he tweeted out this diagram, and this diagram, honestly, like, he gave you like a look into the roadmap, and he gave a very visual diagram. Let me see if I can make this thing a bit bigger, to show you where we are in the events of things. So, like, if we look into this article, this let me see if I can zoom into it. So the merge took place last year, and that's what took Ethereum into a proof of stake, and that basically took us into a new era. We moved away from mining, and we moved into validators over miners, and so we moved into proof of stake. So that was the merge. Then we went through the London hard forks, and the London hard fork was really important because we had to cross that 100,000 transaction per second and beyond, you can say, region, and we did it with ZK rollups, right? So we're talking about rollups here. So that was a surge. Then we went through, I think, the next hard fork, I forgot the name of it, but it's called the Scourge. So the goal was to ensure reliable, credible, neutral transaction inclusion and avoid centralization and other protocol risks from MEV. So at that time, if you guys remember, we were going through a bunch of centralized drama, and a bunch of people weren't able to withdraw, and decentralized finance really saved the ship there. And what happened is a lot of, you can say, Bitcoins and Ethereums and your Polygons and BNB came off the centralized exchanges, and they were encouraged by all mainnets, including Vitalik's, to move it back into decentralized finance. So you have access to your to your tokens at all given times. So that was the Scourge. Now we're going through this part of the diagram here, and this week we're going to kind of talk about this thing because it's this shows you the future of DeFi. So the Verge. So the goal is verifying blocks should be very super easy. Download nth bytes of data, performing a few basic computations, verify a snark, and you're done. So the point is, once a transaction goes through, you want it to be processed within a matter of microseconds, right? And you're going to do that once the mainnet can handle a bunch of data. So that's what we're going through. We're adding the unstaking sort of thing, so people are going to be able to unstake on Ethereum's beacon chain tomorrow. I think 12% of liquidity is staked up, so we'll see how that goes. And we're also adding more like Merkle trees is a main sort of source, but it's here Vitalik calls it the Verkle trees, and we're adding more data sense to the thing. So now I think yesterday Brandon talked about how data can be stored in the blockchain. The Verge is something to kind of deep dive into. So yeah, we're touching on the Verge now a little bit. The Verge is proceedings that we're kind of seeing with, so EIP 4844 Deng Sharking, and blobs. Like this is the verge stage where. So after the verge, we have the purge, and then we have the splurge. So these are things that we're going to see later this you can say year. But yeah, we that's the stage we're in. Folks are going to be able to unstake. We're going to be able to transact more data using snarks on ZK rollups on Ethereum's side, and basically, so as Ethereum nears the week much anticipated Shanghai upgrade, investors and blockchain developers are already mapping out the blockchain's next steps after it completes the transition to a fully functioning proof of stake network. We are not just speculating, but it's in the roadmap, and we will cover the verge through the week, and then we'll also look into what entails Ethereum's sort of adoption in the next few months and weeks. So that is the news on Ethereum. I know it's like for some folks here that are like new and stuff, like it could go above your head, and DeFi, when you get into its ecosystem, quants, it should go over your head. But I think as we start to read more, and I hope like the DeFi links is helping you understand the things. So the more you read around it, the more you understand. The more you understand the mainnets, the higher your intake is when it comes to airdrops, when it comes to understanding staking or ROI dApps here at ARK. And that's what we have. So this week is going to be full of knowledge. It's going to be full of ZK rollups. And we're going to talk more and more about that very thing. Other articles that I've put in cover things like clean mining. So there was a company by the name of Clean Spark that is starting to see clean mining enter the States of America. So the title here reads Clean Spark doubles Bitcoin mining fleet with $145 million. A deal with Bitmain will double its fleet total operational mining capacity by the end of the year. So we talked about we're seeing clean mining. So 25,000 more miners installed in America this week, and we talked about, I think, Arizona or Arkansas. What state did we talk about yesterday? But we talked about a state adopting, and now we're seeing Georgia add another 25,000 Clean Spark mines into Bitcoin mines into their field. So these the Clean Spark mines in fact generate its own electricity, so it's not codependent on the electrical grid. It's a pretty unique you can say set of technology, and it's something how
do they power themselves?
So here it reads here. So once deployed, Clean Spark fleets in Georgia will have added 6.3 exahashes per second of computing power to the company's current capacity of 6.7 EH per second, making for a 95% increase. That's what it's telling me right now. It's really, really technical, and like I can't tell you.
I don't see the power. I don't see what's so clean about it. I mean, the name's clean, but interesting that they don't show how they're powering.
No, absolutely. I need to break this down even more, but we are seeing more mining take place in America, which is good. I mean, because Texas started to deplete the miners a little bit with their new law, and we're seeing other places like Arkansas, Arizona, and Georgia start to take fact, and take those miners over with deals like with companies like Clean Spark. So we'll dive into clean mining very soon, but I think that concludes the DeFi session. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Hold on, because you sparked my interest here with the sustainable Bitcoin mining. So I'm looking up Clean Spark and their operations, working toward the goal of 100% renewable energy. Come on, man. Get out of here. You either got it or you don't. Yeah, I guess you call it marketing, right? Call yourself something you're not. Anyhow, folks, thank you for coming out today to this amazing podcast. Another all-time high. Congratulations to the anonymous winner. Wherever they are in this world, they are officially into the nitro mode. Their NDV, oh boy, their NDV is just smashed right through the whole gauge. I mean, amazing. And they're earning so much more. Printers working so much harder for them, for their vault account. Beautiful thing to see. Congratulations also to tonight's winner.
All aboard!
50 BUSD coming your way at the end of the month when we do the big airdrop for the contest winners. And folks, we are going to be coming back tomorrow to do it all over again. Give away more BUSD for the all aboard. Do the Spark Prize. Have a great time. Everywhere you look, investors here are winning, my friends. Winning in the bear. Winning against inflation. And, the narrative we hear from so many folks, they're crying about their other investments and other projects. Smart investors diversify, but they are being saved by the ARK. Their investment here is just amazing and printing for them. For the folks that are listening, thank you for also participating. They're listening to the recording at a later time. We hope you found it educational as well as entertaining. And we wish you all a wonderful rest of your day. Take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow.